it's me, the master of the Tornado DDT, Fuego del Sol, and you are watching and listening to the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, nobody y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top rope.
Yo, what is going on? Yes, it is me, the Air Force Veteran Intel Specialist, the one you call on when you need to get the job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog. That's right, you are checking out the 3 Count Podcast Debate Show! I'm not as hyped or as energetic as Chaz ever is in the show, so this thing is effing crazy, but let's go down the roster. You see the man right here in red. He is out of Utah. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the man who told Jesus he was going to get betrayed because he wasn't getting paid. And then, you know what happens for the rest. Give it up for the Dark Lord himself, Damien Fatal.
I'm here and let's do this.
Let's do this. So we are here because, everybody else decided they wanted to skip out. Psych, we wanted to be here because we were dedicated to the product, and this is what we do. More importantly, let's talk about some of the stuff that is going down. So we do have our favorite t-shirt lineup. You see it right here. Sorry, mirrored. There it is, the 3 Count Podcast t-shirt. You guys have seen me wear the 3 Count Podcast t-shirt as well. So you guys go check out both ProWrestlingTees.com/the 3 Count Podcast or 3 Count Pod, and you can buy our merch there. Or if you want to, here in the future, we'll be part of whatamaneuver.net, and you guys can go check us out there. You guys can also go ahead and jump on Pure Ignorance's store at whatamaneuver.net/collections/pure_ignorance, or you guys can even check out my store at whatamaneuver.net/collections/red_dog. That's right. So we are all over the place. You guys can go buy our merch. Help us help you. Help us get you what you guys need too, because we kind of need a little bit of help, man. We do this. We do this for y'all, but it's nice to keep the lights on. Know what I mean?
That is true. That's true. Facts.
So with that being said, also, we do have other stuff going down. You guys already know. We're going to talk about what is going down in Studio B. That's right, my show, the show I love to run, Now Entering the Ring. If you guys check it out this week, we have the Stepdads are going to be entering the ring. I'm super excited. They were a lot of fun to do an interview with. We're also going to get Now Entering 201 with Phil Stamper. And then last but not least, on Thursday, you guys are going to be able to get to see the episode with Khan of STP. Yes, it was awesome getting to do the full interview with him as well. So yeah, don't forget to check those shows out. It is very important. Also, we need your help, man. If you guys could like this video, share it with your friends, tell them to come talk with us, have a conversation, or even if they want to, just come follow us down below. You see all the tags right there. Our Twitter handle at 3count_pod. You see the Instagram one at 3countpod, and then you see the one on TikTok as well at 3countpod. We do a lot of videos and a lot of talks. So you guys even followed us last night. We actually were doing a live discussions for Twitter, although we really just kind of put up like all the entrants from the Royal Rumble. If you guys follow us on our Instagram page, we're always dropping videos about what happened with the show before. You guys check out the Raw quick dives or SmackDown quick dives. Whatever show happened the night before, you'll see the quick dives there, as well as you'll see that on TikTok. We also talk about who's entering the ring, and we also talk about sometimes we just do a random story because, we know that interests you guys. So please go check it out. We are there all the time. So you're probably wondering, where is everybody else? Well, some things happen in life, and sometimes you just got to go deal with what life got to hand you. So that is what it is. That's where everybody's at. It is cool what it is. They're doing their thing. So we just got to give them loves. We'll send them our supports. Some of us, we have the dad life going on. Sometimes we have family things going on. Sometimes we just not in the service area. So it is what it is at that point. So let's talk about this, man. So we have a lot of debate topics today. Number one, we're going to talk about match of the week. So the Dark Lord, please tell me, what is the match of the week for you?
Okay, so last time I said I couldn't do it because of where I saw it, and unfortunately for like the second time in a row, I'm gonna have to give it to Planned Parenthood. I really enjoyed that ladder match between Cody and Sammy Guevara. It hurts to admit it, but the match was hot. It
Yo,
was actually good.
it's no front. It's no front. That was a great match. For
It
me,
was.
I mean, okay. Well, let's dive. Let's talk a little bit about it. Right, there was so much that happened in that match that was just unbelievable. Right,
Yeah,
just unbelievable. We saw cutters. We saw like massive bumps coming off for the crossroads. We saw like anything that could have happened in that show. We got to see, and it was crazy.
it was. It was. It was a. It was good. They killed it. It was a great opening segment, and it made. It was like, oh, Raw was so horrible
Yeah,
because I
you're
watched
right.
both at work, so it was. I was like, oh, this is bad. I'm enjoying this more than I'm enjoying that. Something's topsy turvy with the world. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, it's crazy. For me, my match of the week, because obviously I don't give out like anything from the top 10. We're gonna give the honorable mention, but MSK versus the Jacket Time was actually a really fun tag team
That
match
was
on
that
NXT.
was that was that was
Yeah, I was
actually good.
definitely
I
hyped with that
enjoyed that.
match. And so we're gonna go ahead and jump into it because really, now that there's only two of us, there's really not much to really like wait for somebody else to like, give their 2 cents in about. So let's talk about it,
That
right?
is true.
So let's talk about Adam Cole, baby. So we knew that he was at NXT. He was having all these killer matches and just like tearing the house down every night on takeovers. He left WWE. He went to AEW, right? And we see him having matches. Now it is up for debate on who wants to say what, but some people have felt that Adam Cole has kind of fallen off since going to AEW. So, Damien, I'm gonna let you have the first words on this, and then I will follow up.
All right, so his list of opponents in Planned Parenthood are like it just like I know how I feel about Orange County. I ain't a fan, and that that was just like I didn't even want to see it. Let's just put it. Let's just make it. Let's just call it spade a spade. I did not want to see it, and it's not even just that his match qualities have fallen. They're falling short of what he was producing before he left NXT, and I feel like he's getting lazy. I mean, look at him. Period. Like his girlfriend looks stronger than him. Like like it's like this man. Like you know what? I ain't going to the gym no more. I just don't care. I'm here with my girl, my friends. I'm just gonna bullshit. Like I don't know. Is he depressed or something? Did he get like his like first paycheck and realize he shouldn't have left, or something going on? Like I think somebody need to talk to Adam Cole. Like they need to sit him down. Like he needs a intervention. That's it. Adam Cole needs an intervention because something's going on. He hiding something. I don't know what it is, but man, that fool's off his game. Like I don't know. It's like he's becoming a joke. And
Okay.
it's like he's becoming the butt of his own jokes. That's what makes it even worse. It's and don't get me started with Kyle Riley and Bobby Fish. Like you had an opportunity, you had all three of them, and you shitted on it with what with the rest of the elite coming out. It's just oh god, it was hard to watch. It was so hard to watch. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I,
It's funny because
mm,
I'm on the other side of it, right? So I know a lot of people were out there talking about like his match quality has gone down and that he's not producing like he's supposed to, and this, that, and the other. And a lot of people have mentioned about his body changes, and I don't know why, because really it's not their fucking opinion. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. But the thing is like, I still feel like Adam Cole, when he shows up to wrestle, he performs, right? Like, whether you saw him with Cassidy, or maybe you've seen him in the trios matches, or just in tag matches, he's always there. He's always producing. And I don't think anything different from the caliber matches that he's had. Like, should he probably get a little bit more tone, maybe a little stronger? Yeah, probably. You're a wrestler. You should probably look like one, at least look fit. Um, and I just think that with Adam, though, like, he has this knack for just like still captivating audiences through his character work, which I know some people will be like, character work is not really there, but I much think that it's still the same Adam Cole. He's still the same dude. He's still out here talking and blowing people away through his matches. And if you give him that opponent that can help him, he'll, or not help him, but that opponent that's really going to push on him too, you'll see that he'll reach that level back up again. I'm not saying that OC isn't the guy that can do it. It's just, this is where they have him right now until like things can really start moving and Kenny can come back. He's not Adam Blows, baby. Yeah.
But
I don't
but
think that to be true. I still think it's very much Adam Cole. It's just the competition though that he needs to be facing. And I say, he needs to be up against with like the Daniel Bryan Danielson type challenges, not OC.
well, see, that's the thing, and it's. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting not to care. That's what I mean. That's where I'm at. It's like, yeah, he's exciting to watch, but it's getting to the point where, like I said, I'm not going to care. Like they brought him in at the same time they brought in uh whatever the hell he wants to be called now. Uh,
Oh,
Brian
Bryan Danielson.
Did I say that right? Is that
Yeah.
what he's being called now? Okay.
Well, that's his real name.
Yeah, I know. So many years calling it the other way, it's just weird. But yeah, no, like bringing them both at the same time was a bad idea. I feel like it hurt Adam Cole, and this is why where we're at now. It's just he's coasting, and if he coasts for too long, I feel like I'm not gonna care. And he actually does something important.
Yeah,
I think that's where
I can see that point. I can see the fact that he's not out there like they're not showcasing him and put him in the forefront. And then when you brought in Danielson, like obviously like pulled away from him, So I can see that point. I just think that they have him in, like we said, like like you said, he's in a coast position right now, and that like when they give him the opportunities to show up and show out, like he's going to, and we're all going to be like, that's the Adam Cole we've been talking about for so long. And then, we're all going to get hyped and get back on that train again. So it's going to come. It's just, I feel like right now, everybody's like, yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, because I mean, that's kind of where it is. It's just, I'm not saying that he's not going out there and putting on good matches, because the matches are good for what he's got to work with.
Right.
And I'm not saying that he's not entertaining. It's just, I guess it doesn't feel important.
I like this question right here. Thank you for it. It says, is AEW becoming saturated like WWE? Are there too many in AEW similar to Cole? I'm going to say the crazy thing about it is that AEW has a wide variety of wrestlers, just all shapes and body types. So it's not like there's not the one type of like Adam Cole type where you see it all through rampant, but you do have your Luchasaurus. You do have, obviously Sting is there, right? And he's still an active competitor. You do have Wardlow, who's like your big giant. Like I think the one thing they're really missing is that true like 7-footer, that true 7-foot giant to kind of establish. But everybody's very different, like in their wrestling. So whether it's Penta, even Penta's different from Phoenix. When you get back, Godspeed to you. There's just so many different styles that go on through. FTR doesn't wrestle like the Varsity Blondes, right? They don't wrestle like Jungle Express. Like they're just there's a lot of variety that goes on there. But I think it's also just getting too, there's so much good talent on the show, you can't feature it all on the show. So that's like the other big problem that they're having right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. Like, I think they are at the point where they have too many people and not enough time.
Right.
Is
And even
where
if
it
you
comes
have
down.
shows, even if you have shows like Dark and Dark Elevation and Rampage, like you're still not featuring all the people you're on. Like, where's Thunder
Exactly.
Rosa? Like Thunder Rosa hasn't been on your show in like weeks, right? Like, and
Yeah.
that's a concern because like she's a top tier talent. Kira Hogan is on your roster and she's not featured in a prominent position yet. Like, there's so much good talent that's
Jay
in
Lethal.
Jay Lethal. Like, really? Like Jay Lethal? Like, that's crazy. This
Like,
isn't
yeah,
it. That's the point, though, is that like I know what they're trying to do. They want to build up these guys as wins and stuff like that, or to help put other people over. But it's crazy because, like, you know, actually, so this one just popped into. Uh, that's a different situation, though. I will
yeah,
be honest.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so Malachi Black with Brody King is a whole different situation because that tag team is going to start making noise here in a little bit. I know they brought him out. They had him with that match against Varsity Blondes. They killed him, and then they kind of like faded off. And they're going to come back, and then the whole pack scenario is going to take off, and everybody's going to see what's going on. Especially and Julia Hart as well. Like everybody's going to see like what's happening with all that talent. So those are some of the bigger talents, bigger things that I think of that are going to show up.
Well, like at the end of the day, like we said, yeah, they have a lot of talent, just not enough time. Like
Right.
they got a 2 hour show on Wednesday, an hour show on Friday. That's broadcast like live, like people see. And then, like you said, you got your two YouTube shows that they have, and that's not enough. Just what WWE did the same thing.
Yeah.
Had too much talent, not enough time, and they got more time on TV.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because like the YouTube channel they kind of control. So like if they wanted to put a 2 hour dark on, they could, and they
Yeah,
could feature a lot of this. But the thing is, and this is the funny thing is like we're talking about it based on like a viewer standpoint. Imagine being
yeah,
there and you're getting
exactly.
like 6 hours of wrestling for like I think sometimes the tickets go for like $100, but let's be real. If you're sitting in like seats like rows, 20 to like 50, you're probably paying like $40 for a
Yeah,
ticket, which you're getting like almost 8 hours worth of content just right there. And I know people, and you get to see all these wrestlers and all these people work. So
yeah.
I definitely, and then people aren't complaining about it as much because if you notice, the people who are at shows never complain about the show. They're always like, "Yo,
Of
it's so
course, like
good."
because you see, you like you say, you get to see like everything, so it's like you get that fix
Yeah,
as a fan. Where if you're just
exactly.
watching it on TV, it's just like, God damn,
I was like,
like
man, I
where's
just want
this
to see this.
person?
I want to see this person on Dynamite. But if you go watch the show, you're like, but there they are in live.
Right?
So we do have some people coming in and popping in saying hello. So we're gonna stop real quick. What's up, Keith? Good to see you. And then
Okay.
Mr. Golden right here, Hook and Cole will eventually happen. He's a big proponent of that match, so it will happen eventually. I just don't.
Oh, of course.
Maybe towards the end of the year. Do you think?
Yeah, yeah, that'd be better. Like that would be something that I would be interested in seeing.
Send in Hook. Uh, so yeah. So if you guys can, please, like this video, share it with your friends, right? Keep putting it on your faces. We want to get more people in here. The more conversations we can have with you guys, the better. But we got to
Sure.
bring it into our favorite part of the show, heat check. And yeah, so how this works, we're gonna give you our hottest wrestler of the week, our coldest wrestler of the week, and sometimes somebody like myself might have one that's like warming up. So Damien, why don't you go ahead and give me your coldest and your hottest wrestler of the week?
Well, since since the Rumble was yesterday, I'm gonna have to go with my tribal chief. I'm sorry. I kind of have to. He did amazing yesterday. So yes, hats off to you, my tribal chief. Coldest wrestler though. Uh, hmm. I don't know. That's hard. The men's Royal Rumble.
No. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
I'm sorry to have to group all of those people in one giant blanket, but yeah, I don't know. That's my final answer.
Yo. Like that ain't a lie. That ain't a lie, man. Like you know what? I will have to agree as far as my coldest wrestler would definitely be that. Cause that was definitely like it was weird because I was talking about it earlier today with a bunch of different people too, and I was like, my problem with the match, right? It wasn't so much. Oh, you know what? Let me be real. It was 100% a match. What my problem was is that like what the Royal Rumble has always taught me, like growing up, like as a kid, and even like is there's always something there, right? Like you're opening boxes, and it's like
Yeah.
there's all the time coming out, right? And this Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. I was waiting the whole time for
Mhm.
something to like make me pop, right? Never happened. Not
Mhm.
not one bit.
Nope. Nope. No. No.
And I hated it. I hated that because I was like, this is my favorite time of the year. This is the one show that I genuinely like wait all year for in wrestling. Like I laugh every time I get hyped for it because I don't think that there's anything better than the Royal Rumble. And this year, man, the Royal Rumble was like, nah, bro, we average at best.
Yeah.
And so I was like, damn, man. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. Coldest wrestler wise, that's definitely tops. Let's go. Hottest wrestler. Um, let's think. I I like your pick, right, with the tribal chief. But I'm gonna go the opposite side, right? I'm taking Seth freaking Rollins
Okay.
because this
No,
man,
I see. I can't deny you that one either
yo,
because that was some good shit.
yo, that match was fire, and he didn't
Yeah.
even lose. He just went out. But like all the stuff that led up to it, right? Because like on Raw, like he was obviously talking a lot of trash. Shows up to SmackDown, definitely shows that Roman is still not over the whole breakup of the Shield. He's still kind of very upset and that he's
Right.
mad about it, right? And then like he keeps pushing him, right? And like eventually, like Roman breaks, and he like tries to hit Seth from behind. Seth obviously gets one up, and then we move to Saturday where they're the first match up, and Seth comes out to the Shield theme and in tactical gear in the crowd, still
I
like
know.
doing his
Uh,
maniacal laugh and just like walking down. I was like,
oh yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
like
Oh, I
that's
popped
another
to that.
level.
That was
I was
great.
like, that is great psychological warfare right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And then even in the match, right? Like he's getting beat up, and then like as he like takes the spear, he's just laughing at Roman. He's like, "Ah, fist pump me, brother." He's like, "We're still friends." It's like, nah. So I definitely love it, and I love the throwback too, where like Seth like stood up and he was facing out the ring because he was just like getting back up to his feet, and Roman just smoked him with the chair. But I was like, Seth definitely had me like from the jump, dude. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. I love that. I do have one though. I'm gonna call it the warming up, right? Warming this
Right.
up. If you guys didn't get to see GCW this last weekend on Sunday, Ruby Soho was on the show. She got to wrestle Alley Catch, and by God, Alley Catch is so fly.
I have to check that out.
And she's talking about it afterwards, like on Twitter and stuff. Like this was a match that she's been looking forward to and she's excited about. And I'm super. If this is a start for her, I can't wait to see what she does like going forward, man. Because it was worth everything to watch her do her thing in the match. But
I have to check her out.
oh yeah, definitely. I'll send you the link and you can check out the GCW show. But speaking of Ruby Soho, let us talk about Ruby Soho. So apparently, Ruby Soho has been kind of vocal, talking about how she's not happy at AEW because she felt like she was only brought there to put over Britt Baker and Jade Cargill, right? So she's unhappy with the company. She's not happy with her role. And a lot of people are saying that she's not working in AEW. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and just jump on this right off the bat. I get that she's unhappy. I 100% understand like why she's frustrated with everybody. And a lot of people are saying that she's not getting over, she's not working, right? I genuinely love watching Ruby Soho in the ring. I think she's a great talent. I think she's a great worker. She knows how to cut like all these great promos. She has this rare ability to lift everybody up around her. My only problem with her is that they keep putting her with talent that like is either already well established and they don't really need the rub for her, or they like are so like like AEW did, right? Like they put her in an instant feud with Britt Baker. Britt Baker wins. They put her in they put her in the tournament. She tears up the tournament. She's tearing down the house, and then they stick her in that match with Jade Cargill, and they have a great match. Let's not take anything away. But then obviously she puts up Jade Cargill, and then they don't have no plans for her. So it's like, well, what are you going to do now? Are you going to have like, are you pushing to get like a women's tag division going? Are you looking to get her in a prominent position to move upwards? Like, what are you doing with her? Because this is a girl. Well, I won't be. This is a woman who is very, very, very talented in the ring and literally will break her back for the business. But she's really just kind of like if she's feeling she's in limbo, someone has to get back over there and talk to her and be like, hey, look, this is how we're establishing everything, and this is where we see you going. So that way you're not feeling like you're being used. Know what I mean?
For a while there, I forgot that she was there. Me and me and Justin were talking about the Royal Rumble, and this was before I sent you the video for my surprise picks, and I was like, you know what? It'd be cool to like see the Riot Squad get back together. I knew that what's the name wasn't doing anything. I was like, that'd be cool to have all three of them in the Rumble. And then Dustin's like, she signed to AEW. I was like, oh, really? And I totally fucking forgot. And that's not good because, like you said, she's a great. Like I've enjoyed all of her work since seeing her in NXT, and was able to go back and see some of her earlier stuff. So like woman's very talented. If you just give her that opportunity, then you got yourself a top contender for your women's division. That's so.
Right.
Like let's keep it a stack. Like it's getting better. It's put it like this: it's better than it was this time last year. by far, because last year was fucking horrible. The year before that, it was garbage. So they've gotten better, and that's good. That's good. That's good. But like having somebody like Ruby Soho would be so much better for your women's division. Like they should have did her feud with Britt Baker a little better. Like, they didn't have to take the title off of Britt Baker, but like, why didn't she get another opportunity or continue the feud instead of going into this tournament? Because now you put her up against two of your women's championships. So where the fuck does she go now?
Right.
Especially since you didn't use her right away. So like.
And the thing is like you have so much like great talent like all around AEW. And let me. You have good talent all around the women's division, right? You could put her in a matchup with Serena Deeb. You could put her in a matchup with Thunder Rosa. You could put her in a matchup with Kiera Hogan, right? You could put her in a matchup with you could run it back with Julia Cargill, right? Or Jade Cargill, and she'll be good. You could put her in this matchup with Julia Hart. You have Penelope Ford. You have the Bunny. You have you could put her with Red Velvet, right? And she's gonna. The thing is when you put her in, she tears the house down, and she will continue to tear the house down if you give her those opportunities. It's just weird to me that AEW is like, yeah, thanks, bro, but we don't really have anything for you right now, so
Yeah, it's like she's back in catering,
right? And she's over there like having these like squash matches on Dark, where she's going around and she's beating girls. She's like she's padding her stats, right? But it's just weird that that's a thing that we have to do now. It's just like, nah, we're just gonna sit back and just let it ride. And we're not, I don't know, we're not getting anything out of her for it. And you can clearly see, like, if she's coming out saying that she's frustrated with the company, like, yeah, she has a reason to be.
Right. She does.
So we are obviously the only two here. So obviously our show isn't going to be super, super long. But we do got to get into this third debate topic before we get into the greatest segment of all 3 Count podcasts.
The greatest.
Yeah. So, but first we're going to talk about this Royal Rumble.
Oh.
I have seen a lot of people on a lot of different places, right? So whether you're on Twitter or you're on Instagram or you're on TikTok or you're even on just YouTube listening to Wrestle Talk, What Culture, or even Cultaholic, right? They legitimately are coming out saying this is one of the worst Royal Rumbles in history, right? Some people are saying that the worst was coming from Royal Rumble 2015. And, you know, Roman obviously being shoved down our throats, and then The Rock coming out and trying to save him, but getting booed. That's what they're saying is the worst Royal Rumble. But they are legitimately saying that this is the worst Royal Rumble in history. And I will be honest, I'm going to say no. I don't think it was. Was it one of the worst? Yes. The worst, though? No. It is weird because I felt like this card up and down like actually had some decent matches, right? I know a lot of people will talk about that mixed tag match. I'm gonna be honest, it really never kicked to another gear for me. I just felt like it was the same the whole way. I really loved the Roman versus Seth Rollins match. I thought that was really, really good. And I thought that Becky Lynch versus Doudrop was actually a fire match. Like, it's hard because you have two heels going at each other. One of them clearly is going to have to win and be more of a babyface, and that's obviously was going to be Becky. But I don't know, man. Like, I think overall, like, the Women's Royal Rumble was really good. I thought Bobby and Brock was a fun match, and then we ended with whatever that 30-man thing was at the end. But I felt like the majority of the show was actually, I want to say, above average. It wasn't good, it wasn't great, and it wasn't average, and it was definitely not bad. So I think for me, if I was to like rate the whole pay-per-view, I would have given like 3.5 out of 5, man. What about you?
All right. So of course, like from beginning, like I was hyped. Like I enjoyed the opening match for the Universal title. I enjoyed the Women's Royal Rumble. I did enjoy the women's title match. Like, okay, so it's like the way that it was structured on paper, it should have been better. And I feel like what brought everybody out of it was the men's Royal Rumble. Like, even the mixed tag match was perfect where it was at. Like, I felt like that was just a filler match. And it was perfect from, the Bobby and Brock match and in the men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Gives people time to calm down. And, have a little fun. So, like, I think the placements of all the matches were perfect. It flat in the men's Royal Rumble. Like, that's what killed it. If I'm going to be honest, that's what killed it.
You know, like, my problem, though, right, with the men's Royal Rumble was that there was, like, never a feeling that anybody could win the Royal Rumble, right? Like,
Exactly.
a couple years ago, right, when Seth Rollins came in, and I think he was, like, number 13 or something like that. They were in Chicago. Like, you're like, okay, well, there's somebody can win. And then, like, there'd be like a couple other dudes that were, like, filler. And then you'd have, like, Roman come in. You're like, okay, well, there's Roman. Then there's a couple other fillers. And then you'd have, like, somebody else come in. And you're like, oh, my God, like, there's so many people, right?
Right.
This Rumble, like, it felt like because of what happened with Bobby and Brock, like, we have a great, let's see, I have to find that comment really quick right here. It was the moment that everything got screwed, right? in the Bobby Brock match, you knew Brock Lesnar was going to be in the match and he was going to come
Exactly.
out, and then he was going to win, right? And that was a
I mean,
problem,
it made sense though for them to do it, but it was like it wasn't enough credible bodies
right?
in the match to be like, oh, they can take Brock out. Fuck if he comes out at number 30. He just wrestled and got his ass beat. So I mean, yeah, just it wasn't none of that.
And
I
see,
mean,
like,
granted, it was him and Drew, but like, I don't know. I didn't feel like Drew had it in him this time.
nah. It's weird though, because like myself and Phil Stamper were talking about this, right? Like while the Rumble was going on, like you could have done this like so many different ways, right? Like,
Yeah,
so Bobby wins the title, and obviously, you know, Brock and Roman are going to go on to WrestleMania because that's obviously the story that you've been trying to tell, right? These two
right.
dudes facing off for the Universal title. And then like you could have just kept that going, right? And for the Raw side of things, it could have been anybody could have won, right? You would just give him more time to somebody else. And then at Elimination Chamber, right? You could have like, you know, Roman versus like Seth Rollins, right? To run it back because obviously of what happened. But
Right.
obviously Brock doesn't care. He wants Roman because of what happened. So you have, you know, Brock come out, cost Roman Reigns the match. He loses the title to Seth Rollins. Seth takes off. Now you have your Brock and Roman match that you want. Seth can have whoever the winner is of the Elimination Chamber, right? And then obviously the Royal Rumble can set up whoever it is that's going to be the Raw champion. So in this case, Bobby, right? You could have set all these storylines up and gives 5 other talent something else to do other than just focus on Roman and Brock. And you could have put credible threats in that chamber match or in the Royal Rumble. But I just felt like nobody was that person. Like, where was Finn Balor? Where was Cesaro at? Like, those were like the 2 biggest names from SmackDown that they weren't even talked about, right? And then we got like no kind of jump surprises. Like
None.
And I think part of it for me, it was because I legit saw a person on TikTok put up a video of like the Rumble clock going off and then like Peacemaker's like theme song playing. And I was like, yo, I jumped. I was like, I really need this now. And it just kind of let me down that it never happened. But the difference is like in the women's Royal Rumble, right? There's 15 women who were in, right? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a 30 women Royal Rumble. I get it, right? 16 was like active competitors, and like 14 was like like just nostalgia acts, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it never felt like, and that event though felt like anybody at any time could win, right? Sasha Banks coming at number 1, obviously Bianca Belair coming in later. You had Rhea Ripley pop in there, Nikki ASH, you know, crazy enough was like in and out all the time. Charlotte coming in there. Obviously, Shayna Baszler coming at 30, Ronda Rousey coming in there. There were so many people that were coming in and out of that event the whole time. You're like, dude, like anybody can win.
It was anybody's game. Bianca Belair, Naomi. It was just a flood of people. And then, like you say, you had favorite part of that match, Ivory. Right this into hands down. That was my
been, like
favorite.
The talking point of everybody so far. Yeah, she's 60 years old, man. She came in. I didn't even realize that. I thought she was still like the same. I just
she
thought
looked good for 60. No, she looked good for 60.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I forgot she was that. I forgot she was that old. Because I mean, like even when, like you know, I kind of grew up watching her in a way. So like, I forgot she was that old.
Yeah.
I really forgot she was that old, but she looked great. And that I'm favorite part. Just saying, favorite part.
This part right here too, like down below.
Oh yeah, that
Nikki and Molly like getting into it, right? Mighty Molly coming out and she had the superhero, and then Nikki ASH just beating the holy hell out of her. I was like, dude, that was so awesome.
She needs to change the ASH to ASB.
Yes. She was just so like, it was so cool seeing that moment happen. There's like a lot of stuff that in the women's Royal, and this is what I'm saying, right? Like the women's Royal Rumble was so exciting because even when Ronda came out at 28, right? You knew she was gonna win because obviously it's Ronda.
Yeah.
They don't bring her back for nothing. But it's like she coming out was like a massive deal. But like anybody felt like they could have won, right? The final four, right? Shayna, Charlotte, Ronda, and Bianca Belair. You're like, yo, any of these people can win this.
Yeah, anyone.
The other problem, I think the other problem I had though is that last year, okay, so 2 years ago, last year, they had 6 women get thrown out by Bianca Belair. And
Yeah.
this year she's the Iron Woman, but she only threw out one person. Like her and Michelle McCool, like threw out the same amount of people.
Yeah, that was pretty blah, especially if they're thinking about using her later on this year. It's like, why didn't you let her go on a tear? Like,
I,
she should have went on a tear. Because, I mean, if I were, shouldn't she be pretty, pissy that she's got to go through the Royal Rumble to get her rematch against Becky?
yeah. And I think the other part that I had a problem with, I know we're talking a lot about like how the issues that we're having with the Royal Rumble. The other part I had was, why was Tamina saving everybody?
I don't know. I've noticed that. I've noticed that.
Like, I get it, right? Like, you're in a Rumble, right? You don't know what to do. Just go jump and beat somebody up, right? Like, find somebody and just beat them up. But my goodness, she was everywhere, saving
She was.
everyone.
She was. I don't
She's
know.
like,
Maybe
no,
she was
you can't
trying
go
to.
out yet.
Yeah, she was being that person, being the veteran in the match to make sure everybody stayed in when they were supposed to. I guess.
Stay
I,
here. Know your time. All I needed her was be like, time cues. Know your time cues. No, you can't go over yet. Time cues. Like, I was like, dang, girl, like you're out here like saving everyone. I was like, you got to chill. Let people not save them. Like, just let them go over the top. I mean, shit, that whole spot with Kevin Owens and Kofi, nobody was like, the ref didn't turn his face and go, oh, nope, I didn't see you touch your feet. Like,
right?
we all
He
saw
called
it.
it. He called it. He had to. He
He
had
had
to.
to. He was like, yo, Kofi, I'm sorry, man. Your feet touch. You got to go. Like, he tried so hard not to like let his valiant effort though, man. Because that
No, it
spot, if
was.
he would have
It
landed,
was.
it would have been
Would have been
hot.
hot. Yeah, it would have been hot.
We'd be talking about that spot. That probably
Right?
would have been like the only real speaking point of the men's rumble. But
Maybe
like,
that's why. Maybe that's why it was complete crap because Kofi wasn't able to do what Kofi does in the Rumble, and it just ruined everything.
right. And I was like, dang, man. I saw it and I saw his feet touch, and then he picked his feet back up, and I was like, dude, everybody saw you, man. Ain't no way
Right?
you're gonna
Like,
hide this.
yeah, you can't. Good luck, but you
Vince
can't.
McMahon right there in the earpiece of the ref. Get him out of there. No,
Right?
we all saw
Call
it. Get him out.
Another good part about the Women's Royal Rumble, Mickey James.
Oh my god! Not just Mickey James. Mickey James coming out to Country Strong with the Impact title.
Exactly, and them actually putting it up by her name that she was
Yeah,
the Impact. I was like, all right. So at least she got an elimination and she was in there for a bit.
yeah,
It
and
wasn't a
she
complete
was
like
throwing
what?
hands,
Yeah, she was.
hitting everybody with the chick kick. Like I was like, yo, let's go. Every bit of it, man. I was like, dude, I was super excited seeing seeing Mickey running it through there and just like beating people up. I was like, good, because at least I would have like, I don't want to sound like that person, but it's definitely gonna sound like that person. I would have 100% expected them to have her run in, get kicked, and then get thrown out. Like I would have
Right?
thought that would happen, right? Because they obviously don't want to feature like the Impact title on, but no, they gave her like a prominent position. They treated her like a
Exactly.
champion, and they let her
Yeah.
do it too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and she looked good doing it. So I was actually like surprised about that. I was like, all right, Vince McMahon must have been in a good mood today.
he must have eaten before the Royal Rumble.
He had to.
Yo, actually, and we're gonna talk about this too, right? Let's bring this up. Boom, Lita
Yes.
murdering it, man. She was
Yes,
definitely
she
very
did.
impressive. I definitely have to agree. She was definitely doing a lot of good stuff in the ring, man. Like I
She
was,
was. She looked good.
yeah. I mean, I'm glad that I have to say that she didn't look good to begin with, but when you saw her the last time that she was in the ring, in the last Royal Rumble that she was in, it wasn't really so great. The first Women's Royal Rumble wasn't so great, but now like seeing her come back and she's just you could tell like she's steadily back on the grind again. So everything
Yeah,
that she did,
exactly.
she was looking smooth. I was like,
Yeah,
this is
it's
I'm
nice and
excited to see
clean.
her.
Um, Sad point of the Royal Rumble for me was Summer Rae.
No,
No,
really?
no, no. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you why. All right, it wasn't what she was doing. It's this is gonna sound mean. This is gonna sound real mean. But old age has not been good to her.
I don't know, man. I thought she still looked really good.
Maybe it was the bad camera angles, and maybe it was the facial expressions she was making, but she shouldn't make those no more.
Yeah.
It's like she's too old to be making that that face that she used to make.
Right.
It doesn't help her facial features anymore. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. I got you. I thought it was cool when she slid in and she like they relived that angle from Total Divas where she just
Yeah.
smacks the shit out of Natalia.
No.
And then Natalia
I,
like smacked her right back. I was like, yo.
no. I now her the in range is. It seems like she hasn't lost a step. I'll give that to like she looked great.
Right.
Like physically looking great, like healthy. It was just the facial expression just messing it up for me. It
Right.
was like
No, I can feel that. I feel like you know what, and like I don't know. It's funny because we're talking so much about the women's rumble, right?
because
Because
it was good.
that's yeah. Because like the men's rumble, right? Like everybody was coming in. Everybody was like, it literally felt like paint by numbers with the men's Royal Rumble. Like the women's, like there were so many high spots going on, right? And it's funny because we got this comment in too to think of just put out there. Think of how much better the Rumble would have been with Black, Lee, Cole, and all of the other WWE other talent that got rid of.
Oh god, it would have
And
been so much better.
oh yeah, could you imagine like Adam Cole and like Johnny let his contract run out. Adam Cole being there, Kyle O'Reilly. You would have seen Keith Lee. To
Yeah,
see Malachi Black, right, or Aleister Black. Uh, Karrion Cross, like as
yeah,
well, like being in and not in the gimp suit, but just Karrion Cross. Like
yeah.
there was so much talent. Like I was genuinely surprised that we didn't get anybody from NXT into the Rumble
Yeah, you're
because
right.
we've
We
done that
didn't.
before. You had Tommaso
Yeah,
Ciampa you could put up there. Braun
yeah,
Breaker, your NXT champion, you could have featured on the Royal Rumble. Io Shirai. I know Zoe Starks is injured right now. But you could have had Mandy Rose, right? Because she had that interaction that was going on before
sure.
you had her on WWE.com. LA Knight is another person. You had both guys, Ziggler and Rude, interact with him, right? You could have
Yeah,
had
on that segment.
Gunther, right?
Yeah, God
Like, yeah, Gunther. But
damn.
then you could have had the chance. Yo, could you imagine what it would have looked like though to see like Harlan in the ring with Brock Lesnar? Like,
Yeah,
could we have not gotten that? Like, this
it
is
is like there was so many other choices they could have done for the men's Royal Rumble, and it just felt like it was just like, well,
nah,
not
it's
sure if
cool.
we want any of you bastards to win, so we're just gonna let Brock win and let him come out at number 30. We don't care what y'all do.
And I was curious too. Like, I wanted to see like how come we couldn't get like anybody from like NXT, right? We just couldn't get anybody from NXT. And then you couldn't get anybody, you couldn't call anybody back. Like maybe you did call a bunch of those guys back within like the last 5 years that you've released. Obviously, some of the newer guys will be ones that hurt the most, right? So Lee ain't
Right?
coming back, Cross ain't coming back, right? But you mean to tell me that you never thought about reaching out to, I don't know. I mean, like there's it's like Mojo Rawley. Like you
Yeah,
called him back?
that would have been a surprise. Shit.
I don't know, maybe Bray Wyatt. That might have been a guy you might have been able to call. Braun Strowman, right?
Right?
Like some of these other dudes that like have been gone within like the last year. Like you can call any of those guys back, like at all. Like I don't know. It's just wild to me. And then you had like you had all these great like moment. Like you could have had all these potential moments, but that the match just felt blah to me, right? AJ Styles is the first person that comes out, and then you can't even get that man rolling, right? Like it just, I don't know, man. I was
He
very
should have stayed
disappointed.
in. Yeah, AJ should have stayed in longer. Like he would have been better off at least in the final 6, for God's sakes.
Right.
Like give that man some longevity. And Nakamura should have been in there longer. Like there was just several people that should have been in there longer that wasn't, and then people that were in there too long, like Corbin and Moss. I refuse to call Moss the little nickname they gave him because it's fucking retarded.
But
He's
like,
fucking retarded. I just want to hit him. Like he's a God, I hate him so much. I
but you
hate what
bring
they're
out,
doing with him too.
and I get like Nakamura is like injured right now, so like he has like a
Yeah, you
shin
got to be
injury,
careful.
so you got to
Yeah,
be careful with him. You can't have him in the ring, right? But I'm just like genuinely confused that like Corey Graves was cleared, so why not
yeah.
have him in the Rumble?
That
Because
would have been a shock.
where was he sitting at? He was in the back. He was in the
Yeah,
back just watching the show. You could have been
wasn't
like,
even doing nothing.
Graves, get out there and show me what you can do, kid.
Something.
Commentary has been good to you, so get out there and show me what you got.
Yeah, like the from it was like from like what? I don't know. You had like from spot number 3 all the way to like 20 something. It was most mid carders.
Yeah, it really was. And like, and so I'm gonna put this comment up here too, right? Like you could have had Santino
Yeah,
back. Like
that
there's
would have been
so
a good one.
like Santino. Where was actually? You know what? I'm actually gonna put this one up too. Where were these guys at? Where were the
Right?
Usos?
Why weren't
Like,
they in it?
another one that I was thinking, right? Just kind of off the hand. Where's Wade Barrett? I mean, you have him on commentary. You could have had him in the
True.
ring, right? Um, but there's like so many names of people that you could have gone back to and just been like, "Yo, where's that guy? Where's this guy? How come you don't have that spot?"
You
You
know,
know,
they should have. I would have rather them bring out Undertaker. I know he ain't wrestling, but just have him come out there and scare the shit out of everybody.
like where's
You know,
Kane?
yeah, I know. We were talking about that too. I was on the phone with Justin doing that. It was like that'd be nice seeing Kane come out there and like toss a couple people out and then get tossed out.
Right. Like you could have had that would have been like another great pop. Like people would have freaked out for that.
Yeah,
Um, another person I was like just randomly thinking about too that you could have had come back, right? Like you could have had, and you could have taken this moment to show off Solo Sikoa, right? Because like obviously you're making him a prominent star in NXT.
yeah,
You bring him up, he does the one thing. Everybody in the arena understands what that means, right? Because you said the Usos were banned from ringside. You never said that the
right.
family was banned. So you could totally play that up. I don't know, man. And I know that you want to take those guys and let them bake a little bit in NXT, but you also have to give these guys opportunities to shine. Like you have to give them this opportunity to shine with the bigger stars. Like they got to get that rub. Otherwise, people watching Raw aren't watching NXT. Well, some of them.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
but
only
not
like
a
four
lot of them
audience.
though. But yeah, each brand legitly has their core audience.
Right. And we know that like somewhere like Raw, right? 1.5 million, I think is what they had last week watching. And then NXT had 500,000 fans, like 567,000 people watching the show. So you know already that some of those people are from Raw watching. Why not give those people who watch Raw and SmackDown and NXT, give them that like little satisfaction of like, oh shit, like if I do watch these shows, I can see this happen because this is what the
Right.
Rumble is. This is what I was telling people. I was like, I watch the Royal Rumble. I live for the Royal Rumble in wrestling side because you get cool stuff that happens like that you would never expect.
Exactly. That's what it's supposed to be for.
That's what it's supposed to be about. But apparently WWE missed that point
I
when
feel
it
like they
happened.
got lazy, and I feel like they got lazy after the Brock and Bobby Lashley match. They were like, "Well, we already know what this match is. Fuck, we still got the Royal Rumble. Shit, we don't know what we're doing yet. Who's supposed to win? Ah, fuck it."
Brock, go out there and get it done.
Exactly.
Tell Drew he's got to be in the final in the final two. That's it.
Right. That's all we got.
That's all we need.
We'll care-
And then just
we'll
F5 him
care
out.
with you. Right.
Which that was the other part too. Like, I want to talk about both endings to both Rumbles, which were very blah, right?
They
Ronda
were
Rousey,
very
you mean
blah.
to tell me, right? This is supposed to be we're supposed to it's simulated fighting, folks. I'm sorry. But you mean to tell me, Ronda, for 10 seconds, right? This all she's patting herself, right? She's like, yeah, I'm doing a good job. I'm back. And then Charlotte's just watching her like, I'm gonna run at her and do a hip attack. And then just gets thrown over. Like, what? Like, yo, I thought that the Royal Rumble, right? Like, was a rumble till you get to the final two, and then it's like you can have a 5-minute match between the two to see who's gonna win, right? They've done it before. Let's be real.
Yeah, they have.
Cena Batista, right? Where
Yep.
both guys fell over at the same time, but then they got put back in, and then they had like, a little 2-minute thing, right? But we got something out of it. No, there was like, Charlotte, hit her with an ass shot. She's just gonna throw you over the top. And that's what they did. Same thing with Drew. Drew's like, I'm gonna wait for Brock to turn around and hit him with a Claymore. He goes to the Claymore, he moved him, they catch him they put him up on the F5 and just threw him out the ring. And that's how we end it. I was like, that's the most lackluster way to end it, right?
They were both very kind of lazy. Ain't gonna lie to you.
Like, let's be honest, man. Like, when they had like the biggest Royal Rumble, right? The 40-man Royal Rumble, and you saw Santino and Albert Del Rio, and Albert got hit with the the Cobra. You're like, oh man, here we go. And he goes to throw him, and it, he gets ADR obviously wins the Rumble, right? But you were like, oh my god, this is the time. Like, you were locked in. When I saw the sweep of the kick, I was like, that's it. This is over. And then you picked him up with F5, was just like, see ya. And I was like, I hate this ending.
No, it was. The ending was so it was like lazy as fuck. It was like they were trying to like, all right, we gotta play nice and safe, nothing too crazy.
Right.
I mean, it's what it was? I know a reason why. Because it wasn't a pay-per-view match, it was a premium live event.
A premium live event. That's what we're calling it now, folks.
Yep. Premium live event.
WWE already got your money. NBC and WWE got your money. They were like, you know what? We already got their money. We ain't got to worry about this. We ain't got to worry about that show. We don't got to work for that $60 anymore. We get $4.99. So rude. $9.99 if you don't want ads.
Right.
Yo, so let's hop into the greatest segment of all 3 Count podcasts. That is the Red Dogs Power Rankings. I'm not doing a song.
Yeah, I'm not doing it either. Don't worry. That's them.
I know, like, something they go way overboard with it. I'm just like watching.
They
like,
do, but it's fucking hilarious.
Crazy over here, it's like, like, stop it. All right, man. So we're gonna jump into number 10 right off the jump, because I already gave you guys my honorable mention, right, with MSK in the jacket. So let's talk about Ridge Holland and Sheamus versus Cesaro and Ricochet. That is your number 10 match from SmackDown. I felt like this was really good, man. Just great competitive background between two guys, and it was a match that we were supposed to have kind of finish up, but obviously when Ridge broke his nose because of Ricochet. Yeah. I'm glad we got that retribution, I guess. I don't know. But I think Cesaro got his face busted open too, because Ridge like hit him with the mask, and you saw like at the end of the match, you saw Cesaro like cover his mouth, and like it looked like blood was coming out, but he was like holding his face the whole time. So if it happened, it happened, Godspeed. So we're going to move into number 9. I think this was actually one of Chaz's favorite matches. Chaz, if you're watching, go ahead and put this comment in. This would be FTR versus Lee Johnson and Brock Anderson, a part of Rampage. I thought this was solid too. So we're going to move into number 8. We're going to talk about this match because this was the opening match of Royal Rumble with Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Yeah, man, we've said everything we can about this. The psychological warfare versus the physical warfare. Like, I thought this was just a fun match all the way around. And I was very grateful
Yeah.
for it. Moving to number 7, I kind of knocked this match a little bit, but I did enjoy it at the time that I was watching it. So want to give a lot of love, but it's gonna be Edge and Beth versus Miz and Maurice at the Royal Rumble. And it's got to be a tough break for Miz and Maurice. They are 0-2 in mixed tag matches.
Oh, they are.
Yo, one of the teams ain't even together anymore.
But see, the thing is, all right. So, like just that match in general, like it was fun. It was fun. They did what they were supposed to.
Yeah, they did. But I'm like, I feel bad. I was like, yo, can we get them like a tag match with somebody else? Just like have them beat them.
Like, give them a W.
Yeah, give them a W. Like make the it couple feel special, because the grit
Right.
couple and then the one that you can't see couple, because they're no longer together couple. Like, they were By the way, shout outs to Nikki and Brie Bella. We didn't talk about that. That also happened.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they looked really good.
yeah.
Too.
Oh, they looked amazing.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn. Okay.
And congratulations to Brie for getting some payback for the last time you and your sister were in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
I still don't like Nikki Bella, so it's okay.
So we're gonna move into number 6. This was all right. So I put Ronda Rousey for the Women's Royal Rumble. Really, it's just all in general. It's the Women's Royal Rumble is the number 6 match, just all together. I always thought this was very good, and I really enjoyed it a lot. So number 5, this is what's going to be really cool too, right? Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble. I really enjoyed this match a lot. Just that opening spot where they're suplexing each other, and they were both like, "Okay, let's go, let's get down to business." Yo, when
That was
Bobby
a really good match.
When Bobby hit that guardrail, right, and it exploded,
I
was
know.
like, shout outs to this. Like, this is what it's meant to be. This is the kind of fire we want in our matches, not the one on the WrestleMania sign. Twice.
Yeah, twice. Not once, but twice.
So we're going to jump in. Let's go into number 4. I did talk about this match earlier. I did talk about this person earlier. We're going to talk about Ruby Soho and Allie Katch at GCW. Thoroughly enjoyed this match. Really enjoyed what we got out of it. I thought Allie Katch got to show a lot of character work, and I thought that Ruby Soho definitely got to put over how great of a talent she is, as well as like her own personality too, right? The runaway herself. So very much loved it. We're going to jump into number 3. This is coming out of Rampage. I thought this was the best tag team match of the week. And that would have been Jungle Express versus Private Party at Rampage. God forbid, if you have not seen that match, go watch it, because that thing was incredible. And it was definitely necessary to happen. I definitely love to see like kind of like the new angle that Private Party is going to get kind of pushed towards. So big ups to them. We're going to jump into number 2. This was my favorite early match, we'll call it. But it was Randy Orton versus Chad Gable on Raw. I don't normally like with Raw normally, because of the how early it comes on with Mondays, it usually gets pushed down like pretty far. So for a match for Raw to hold up, like, tells you like how good that match was. And I thought Randy Orton and Chad Gable just put on a clinic, and it was awesome.
Oh, they did. That was actually an amazing match. I actually got to see that.
Yeah, I was definitely hyped seeing it.
Yeah.
We're going to move into number 1. Damian has already said what his match of the week is. It was my top match of the week as well. It was Sammy Guevara versus Cody Rhodes for the TNT title on a ladder match in Dynamite. It was the opening match at that, which I was like, very surprised that they were going to put that
same here.
But yeah, man. What a match, right? We did talk about it a lot, like right at the beginning of the show. So if you guys want to wait till this episode ends, then go back to the beginning. You can watch, you can talk about it, you can see. But yeah, it was really good. I was very impressed with Sammy. Dude, that jump, like, listen, we're gonna talk about Edge spearing Jeff Hardy, TLC, right? We're gonna talk about that spot forever.
Yeah.
We are also going to talk about Sammy Guevara's cutter off the ladder.
That was
off the
amazing.
Cody.
That was amazing, actually. I was thoroughly impressed when I saw, like, I actually was in the middle of cooking at work, and like I turned around as they were climbing up the ladder or whatever and doing their thing, and like I turn away and then I look and then I see him. I'm like literally just in the middle of holding food in the air on a spatula, just staring at my phone. Like, did I just see that?
Yeah.
That was hot. That.
And then to
Damn
see
it.
like, and then to see like the cutter or the crossroads off there as well. Like
I
they
thought
did
they
a lot,
died. Oh, I
but
thought they died.
oh man, the way Sammy hit and the way he like grabbed his face, I was like, yep, that's how Sammy writes off. Like that's how Sammy
Right?
writes himself off. It's like, dude, that's crazy. But
But
yeah,
nah,
very
they did
much.
it safely. They did everything was crisp, clean. Ah,
It
god
was
damn
by the
it.
book. Like everything that was meant to
Ah,
happen was definitely by the book.
I know. I was so mad that it happened on fucking Planned Parenthood.
But that's the top match. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? I don't really care. It's my opinion. No, I definitely will read all your guys' comments. So if you guys put it in there, I'll definitely hear from you guys. But that's it, man. We're gonna wrap this up. We wanted to keep this like right around an hour long. We did exactly what we wanted to. We're gonna keep this like a normal episode. But you guys, like we said, right? It's myself, Red Dog, over here with the Dark Lord. That way, because I got
Yeah. I'm
that
over it.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
So
over it. Yeah.
the Dark Lord himself. But you guys know what to do. Go down. Follow us on all the socials, right? At Twitter, 3count_pod. You guys go check us out. Instagram at 3countpod. You guys can even go check us out at TikTok at 3countpod. You can find us pretty much everywhere at 3countpod. Like Twitch, Clapper, OnlyFans. Like if you guys want to check that out. Not that we have any content up there yet. But
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm not part of that department.
yeah, and then go check out our Patreon page too, because we definitely have that up and running too. And we'll be giving more stuff out to that to the Patreon page as well. So you guys will get exclusive interviews. We're also gonna put up like if we have any specials that we want to run, where it's gonna be like how about maybe greatest tag teams, or maybe we're gonna do greatest women wrestlers. Something like that is gonna go, and it's gonna be on the Patreon page. You guys can actually check it out, pay for it, see what we think, and then you guys can agree or disagree with us there. So in the meantime, between time though, that is it. That is all we got for this show. We will catch you guys next week because that's what we do. We love to run these shows on Sundays for you. You guys know what this is. This is the 3Count Podcast debate show. And yeah, we were just talking about all of our favorite things. And we will catch you next time. So you know what to do. Be there or be somewhere else.